Sling that jank. Thank you for checking out my video. If you enjoyed the content, it would be very helpful for you to give me a like and most importantly hit that subscribe button so in the future together we can sling some jank. Thanks in advance.
Hey guys, Trent here coming at you with another deck tech. This time we're doing M19 standard again because the decks are still sweet and I want to run through a lot of them, especially all these monocolored decks, and here's the third one in a row. Mono Green Stompy is kind of like the hype going on right now. Mainly for a couple of cards. It seems like they were just like a little bit of sleepers as far as people discovering their power level. One is Thorn Lieutenant, and the other one is Vine Mare. These things turn out to be powerhouses in the metagame right now. So anyways, Mono Green Stompy, this is the black splash. So we're splashing black in the main board just for Scrap Heap Scrounger. So land base is 24 lands, all 8 dual lands, the 4 blooming marshes, 3 deserts in the form of Hassep Oasis. Gives us that late game pump, can make our Galta go over the top of somebody else's Galta. Or we can pump a Vine Mare and get in for unblockable for that last bit of damage. And a playset of Woodland Cemeteries, rest basic forest, rounding out 24 lands. So a lot of, I took this list from some tournament finishes, 5-0s, and the SCG Classic first place. They were running, most decks running 3 green belts, and a lot of them had only 3 Vine Mares. First off, I wanted to run 4 Vine Mares, and I wanted to run 3 Blossoming Defenses instead of 2, so I cut 1 green belt. So anyways, got 3 Blossoming Defenses. We all know this card. Protects our stuff. Got 2 green belt Rampagers. It could be an early 3/4 when we have an extra mana to invest in it to get energy. And you can do some tricks with Heart of Kirin and Ether Sphere Harvester to crew. You can pay 1 mana, throw this down, and crew one of your vehicles. Got, of course, our Land War Elves. Don't play green without it. We got our new 2-drop powerhouse. Thorn Lieutenant is a lot of ability for only a 2-drop. First off, the 2/3 body is pretty nice. If it gets targeted by any targeted ability of our opponent, we get a 1/1. So, of course, if they kill it with a removal spell, we get a 1/1. But also of note, in the format right now, Mono Red Earthshaker Kenra is running around. So if they have to target this with Earthshaker, it really doesn't do them a whole lot of good because we'll make a 1/1 that can block the Earthshaker. Got our 3 Heart of Kirins, really solid 2-drop, really solid vehicle. We got plenty of 3-power creatures to crew it up, including the green belts. The Black Splash for Scrap Heap Scrounger in the main, just a more aggressive card. Can crew the Heart, and just gives us a little bit of recursion. Just another good creature that is evasive in its own way. So in the 3-drop slot, we got 3 Ronuses, very important card in a lot of matchups. Just brutal, you know. This alongside Vine Mare. Now that we have Vine Mare, we have a lot. It seems like this is enabled a lot easier. Just that indestructible death touch. They have to have very specific, obvious answers to be able to deal with this. Couple Thrashing Brontons for utility in the main. Can crew the Heart of Kirin, and we can destroy a crucial artifact or enchantment if we need to. And it's quite beefy. One of my favorite cards in Standard. Got our playset of Steel Leaf Champions, of course. Another enabler for Ronos, and there's a lot of 2-power or less creatures running around. This thing is just an all-star in Standard anyways. So the new tech, Vine Mare, another Ronos enabler, a lot of black decks running around, zombies, Nicol Bolas decks, and just the fact that it has hexproof is outstanding. But when we are playing against a deck that has black creatures, this thing is insane. Probably its biggest natural enemy out there is Goblin Chainwhirler, so we have to bear that in mind. But definitely worth the reward of whenever it's good. Then topping it up with 3 Galtas. I don't know if this deck is strategically optimized to get a fast Galta, but it should be fast enough, and we can always board some of them out if the matchup is not right. So sideboard, I tweaked it up a little bit from what I've seen on the sideboards. I decided to throw in a couple Reclamation Sages instead of an extra Brontodon, and I believe Naturalize was a card I saw. I think it'd be nice just to have a creature that just kills an artifact or enchantment and you don't have to sacrifice it to do so. And we want as many creatures as possible, so I don't really want to go with like a Naturalize instant speed ability. But anyways, got the extra Greenbelt Rampager, probably in matchups where stuff like Aethersphere Harvester, Heart of Kirin, and Green Pelts are good, like against faster aggro decks. We probably want to bring this in and maybe take out some higher, less impact cards, you know, like Vine-Mare if we're playing against Mono Red, because it's already bad against Chain Whirler. So this will be a little bit better. Again, got our 2 Reclamation Sages. We just get to put it down for 3 mana and blow something up if we need to. But we also have the extra Brontodon if we are playing against a deck where killing those kind of effects matter. Or if we're playing against another aggro deck, this is another fine card to sideboard in over something like a Galta. Maybe we don't feel like we have time for that. We just need consistent beefy 3-drops to put in the way of our opponent's attackers. Got a couple Aethersphere Harvesters basically for that same purpose, for those other creature-based aggro matchups. This is going to be a good. I can imagine this being pretty good against zombies. Lifecrafter's Bestiary, kind of an auto-include in decks like this for the control matchups and more grindier mid-range matchups. Got 3 Hour of Glory is the other reason for the Black Splash. This gives us a really good answer against Scarab God, Hazoret, and any other problematic creature permanent. Maybe even a Chain Whirler. Got a nice little Planeswalker package here against, again, probably the mid-range Nicol Bolas decks or control decks. Decks basically where we want to take out the Galtas, probably because they have a lot of removal that can handle Galta. We got the Nissel Vita Force and a couple Vivian Reeds. Be interested to see how this card plays out. And a little bit more expensive Planeswalker, Vraska. Probably my favorite Planeswalker in the format right now. And then finally, another Galta in matchups where they aren't running the kind of a removal that is equipped to deal with us resolving a Galta, or maybe even the mirror match. I think Galta is probably really important in the mirror match. So this is Mono Green Stompy, M19 standard. Gonna run it through some matches and see how it goes. Alright, Mono Green Stompy, M19 standard. Looks like we lost the die roll. No 1-drop, but we got a heart. Got 2 hearts. This hand doesn't look great. I don't think it's terrible enough to mulligan, I guess. I guess it's okay enough to keep. My opponent's mulliganing to 6. Okay, they're on zombies. See how this matchup plays out. There's a scrap heap. Play a forest and pass. Opponent gets in for 2 with the diagraph. Paying themselves to play a Graveyard Marshal. There's a Vine-Mare, that's going to be good. Alright, we just play a heart. Pass the turn. There's the Death Baron. cracks us for 7. This hand was way too slow for this matchup. Guess we have to play defense. With the hopes to draw another land. There's another Lord. It's pretty good. See if their last card's a Fatal Push. Block the Marshal. Knocks us down to 7. Ouch. Play another heart. Pass the turn. Oh yeah. Okay. Gets in for Xaxes. That did not go well because we kept a quite skeptical hand. I don't know that we want Galtas with Death Touchers, and I think I'm going to take out the Galtas. I think I want these Harvesters. Bring in this Brontodon just because I want more beef on the board, potential beef on the board. Let's try it like that. Alright, we'll keep this. Opponent mulligans down to 6. Again. Play an Elves and pass. There's a Wanderer. I think I'm going to go for the Lieutenant. Get in for one of the Elves. There's another Wanderer. Opponent can attack, that's good. We'll attack. Yeah, might as well get this guy down, I guess. Opponent doesn't have good attacks again. There's redundant Ronas. I'll attack with the Vine Mare. Knock him down to 12. Get this Ronus down. Opponent goes for Fatal Push on the Thorn Lieutenant. Gives me a 1/1 token. Can't complain about that. There's the Lure of the Accursed. No good attacks for our opponent. Let's get in with our 2/5/5s, or a 5/3 and 5/5. He has to block. We'll pump up the Vine Mare. Knock him down to 5. Play a Heart of Kirin and pass the turn. There's a Death Baron. But he's just dead. I'm going to cut a Heart of Kirin. Put in this Braska. Try it like that. Got a Vine Mare, but no elves. I'm going to keep it. Opponent's off to a good start. Dread Wanderer. There's a heart. Play a Martian Pass. Opponent gets in with Dread Wanderer. Right on curve with the Graveyard Marshal. Get down our heart. Opponent gets in for 5. No Lord, at least. I think I want to get down the Ronus. And I'll offer up the Heart of Kirin if I have to, if things get too crazy. Alright, yep, we'll crew. Okay. I'm glad they did that instead of on Ronus. So go down to 8. Play a Vine Mare. Think I better hold off for 1 turn. Okay. He's only got 2 zombies, so that's not the worst. But he drains us. He doesn't hit anything he can recur, and unless he uses Graveyard Marshal. There's a Steel Leaf. I'm going to kill Liliana. I'll attack them with this guy. Take it, knock him down to 19. Play, actually, I don't want to take a damage, so I'm going to play the Brontodon. And Elves. Pass the turn. Another Liliana. Mills the top again. He hits me for 2. No good attacks for him. Another Steel Leaf. 1, 2, Attack Liliana, attack him. Kills the other Liliana, takes him down to 16. Play a Steel Leaf. Pass the turn. He activates Graveyard Marshal, okay. Twice, okay. Ooh, another Vine Mare, nice. But I'm going to attack with this. Yeah, I can't kill him, so I'm just going to do that, I think. Just to be safe. Oh, actually, that's not lethal. He'll probably just take it and go to 1. Oh, if he does that, I can activate Ronos. Oh yeah, I forgot about Ronos. He's just dead, right? So he takes 5, 10. I give this tramp. Oh, that's Ronos. 5, 10. No. Okay. Play this Vine Mare. Doom falls me. We will exile Steel Leaf Champion. Death Baron. So we go to 1. And we win the match. Sweet. Mono Green Stompy took down a really close back and forth game of Mono Black Zombies. That was sweet. Alright, Mono Green Stompy, M19 Standard. We lost the die roll. This is a risky 1-lander. We do have 2 Llanowar Elves and 2 Blossoming Defenses. I'm going to keep it. Since we have 2 elves, and then the second elf we could back with Blossoming Defense, I guess, if we needed to. Okay, Saffron Void for my opponent. Gives him a scry. I feel okay about this keep so far. Now there's a second land. Now I feel a lot better. Get our elf on. Pass the turn. There's a renegade map. Most likely blue-black improvise. Go ahead and get down the Steel Leaf. Pass the turn. There's a statuary. Okay, so this might be the paradoxical outcome deck. Attack with Steel Leaf. Get him for 5. Play Lieutenant. Play another elf. Pass. With Blossoming Defense up. There's a Prism. Another Prism. So we could almost kill him this next turn with our Blossoming Defenses alone. Play our Galta. Attack with everything. Knock him down to 6. Pass the turn with one Blossoming Defense up. And they scoop it up. There was no black mana that I saw. Okay, so let's see here. I think we want these Reclamation Sages and Thrashing Brontodons. I'll cut one Galta. I think I'll actually cut one Blossoming Defense because it seemed like we may not need it too much. So I'll bring these 3 in. I'm going to cut another Galta and bring in the Vraska as well. Cut a Scrap Heap. I'll bring in a Nissa Vital Force. And I'll cut a Heart. Try it like that. Not a Land War Elves hand, but still pretty decent. We'll keep this. There's a map. Another Thorn Lieutenant. Okay, pass the turn. Puzzle Knot for our opponent. Gets to draw a card. He loses one life. Play the Heart of Kirin. Pass the turn. There's a Sigh, okay. We'll play Ronos. We'll crew up. Crack for 4. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks the map. Looks like they're just mono blue. That was their opportunity to get another color if they needed to. They crash in with Sigh. No artifact plays, huh? Interesting. I think they're holding up counter magic here. I'm just going to go for 2... couple Thorn Lieutenants here. Okay, that worked. Oh, I totally messed that up. There was a big play mistake. I could have, after crewing this would have been, this is Act now. That was big time screw up. I'm potentially missing on 5 points of damage here. Okay. Goes for the commit there. Okay. Well, maybe that's not too bad. Maybe would have been inclined to commit the Ronos had I been attacking with it. So I guess that's not terrible. Although I still feel I made a pretty big misplay there. Opponent's hanging back still. At this point, I'm just going to pump up this guy to activate Ronus. Goes for the commit. So we blossoming defense. Oh, okay. So he chooses to take 11. We'll play our Rampager to get an energy and get an energy built up. Pass the turn. Ooh, Brawl's expertise. Triggers both of our Thorn Lieutenants and a Reservoir. Makes him a token. Heart of Kieran. I think I want to just replay those guys out. As many as I can, at least. Pass the turn. There's a Prism. Gets him all the way up to 7 life. There's another land. I think we just have to smash. Chomp, chomp, chomp. 4. We can bring him to 1. And then we'll have 2 guys left. I guess we just let that happen like that. Oh, he blocks and sacrifices in response. Okay. Doesn't that mean he's dead? Doesn't that mean that means he's dead, right? I think he just screwed up. I think this means he's dead. Because now the block creature doesn't absorb any damage, so he takes 3 here. So 4 plus 3 is 7. Wow. What a misplay. Well, I made a pretty big misplay, but my opponent did too, and it cost him the match right there. I thought he was going to stabilize on me, to be honest with you. So, Mono Green Stompy takes down. Mono Blue looked like Paradoxical Outcome, or side the Thopters Paradoxical Outcome deck. Alright, Mono Green Stompy, M19 Standard. We lost the die roll again. We got the Land Roar Elves into Steel Leaf Champion possibility. We'll keep that. Probably play in the mirror. There's a 2-drop. Get our own elf down. This Galta could really matter if this is the mirror. Oh no, this is a red-green variant. So they have access to removal. Yeah, we'll let that pass through. Okay, Servant. Get that Steel Leaf down. Gotta ping ourselves to do it, but gotta do it. Currently they don't have anything on the battlefield that can block it. Another Elves. And another Servant. Nothing that can block the Steel Leaf. Okay. Interesting. Unless they have a Blossoming Defense, though. Then they could pump one creature up to be able to block the Steel Leaf. And trade with it. Alright, let's go for the Steel Leaf. Attack. Takes it, okay. Must not have a Blossoming Defense or doesn't care to use it, one of the two. Play 2 Thorn Lieutenants. Pass the turn. So if our Steel Leaf stays alive, I'm assuming we can cast a Galta next turn. I don't know what the red-green deck does about that unless they have their own Galta. Gigantosaurus, okay. That sort of contends with it. Ooh, Heart of Kirin as well. Get our Galta down. Yeah, we'll get the heart down. I think we pass the turn. Regisaur, okay. Scrap heap. Play the scrap heap. I'll use it to crew up the Heart of Karen. I guess I just crack in with it right now. Then maybe next turn we can alpha. Do a green belt. Yeah, I'll cast green belt again. And pass the turn. So hopefully we've got him down to a compromise enough life total to where we can maybe sneak in an alpha of some sorts next turn. We'll see what happens. Brontodon, okay. Ooh, another heart. And now I'm just going to crew up. Attack for 4. Okay, he pops it. Play another one. Play the Rampager. And pass the turn. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Druid. So now, whenever he casts 4, 5, or 6, okay, he can start killing stuff. So we need to work on killing him, like ASAP. Steel Leaf. He's got 5 blockers. Whatever, I'm going for it. See what happens. I doubt he can kill me on the crackback here. Could be wrong. See what happens. If he can find the correct blocks, then so be it. So if he wants to block the Steel Leaf, he has to... If he wants to block the Steel Leaf, he has to use this guy. Unless he has a pump spell. So the Registore has to die if he wants to block the Steel Leaf. I don't think he has a block. I don't think... He's dead, right? Yes. Okay. -1 him. Okay. I think we want the 4th Galta in this matchup. think we want these Reclamation Sages and Brontodon. I don't think we like Scrap Heaps as much. Vine Mare really doesn't do anything. Actually, let's just get Vine Mares out of there. Bring in an Hour of Glory. I'll cut another Scrap Heap. We'll bring in another Hour of Glory and Vivian Reed. Actually, I didn't see any flying creatures. I'm going to bring in Braska. Let's try it like that. Gotta mulligan this, I think. Okay, this is keepable. Land number 4, I think we should bottom. Opponent has a tap land. At least they have no land where else turn 1. That's good. Play our Marsh. Get our L's down. Oh, there's a Steel Leaf as well. Pass the turn. Okay. I'm going to go with Ronos first. So next turn he should be turned on by the Steel Leaf, I'm assuming. I think Ronos should be a pretty good card in this matchup. There's a Bestiary. Yeah, I guess that's a reasonable sideboard. I should have considered that myself. Okay, third Marsh. Get him for 5. I think I'm just go ahead and start this, getting this Rampager energy built up here. Opponent gets to scry with the Bestiary. Bestiary is good, but I think we're off to such a quick start. I think, and we got Ronos, and that just seems like it's going to be an abyss at this point. I mean, yeah, we're cracking for a minimum of 5 right here. We are starting to run out of gas, though. I'll just go ahead and pump this guy. Pump up the Steel Leaf. Hit for 7, kill the Druid. Get my Rampager down. And I don't think they can, probably can't survive next turn, I'm guessing, with this draw. Especially with Ronos online, and I'll be able to pump twice. I don't know what they could have for 4 or 5 mana that can get them out of this. Maybe Regisaur can stave off a turn, maybe? Nope. They didn't have it. Alright, so Mono Green Stompy took down red-green monsters.